Hello everyone and welcome to another day of my van build. I've already been working on this part of the build for a number of days, but I wasn't really documenting it, so I'm just gonna catch you guys up to where I'm at and how I've gotten to this point, and then you'll come with me for the rest. So, let me show you what I've done.
Flashback.
Alright, so right now we have pulled apart this black flooring that was in the van, just popped it out of the holders, and we are using it as a template to cut plywood.
Watching all the colors come alive, come alive.
End of flashback.
Alright, so in here we have the start of my wood base. So I used 3/8 inch plywood, two 4x8 pieces to cut out the shape that fits in my floor. And this was one piece of 4x8. I actually had to do it twice because originally I was putting the pieces around the little plastic footstep things that go in there. And then I decided that I did not want to do that, that it was just going to look cleaner and neater if I didn't have those. So I took them out, restarted, and I cut this so that it would go underneath this plastic trim flush. But the plastic trim was not big enough for the wood to fit in. So I had to use a knife, cut the trim shorter, and then I realized that having the plywood big enough to go under the trim meant I couldn't actually slide it in one piece. So then I made this kind of a puzzle pattern cut in the piece of plywood and put each in one at a time. So I put that in, put this side in, and then I cut a piece for here. However, that piece right now has wood glue drying on it because I needed to make parts of it level where this floor isn't level. And I'm leaving in the black plastic mat because it has insulation underneath this black mat already. So I'm just using that as my insulation layer. And yeah, I'm about to pull everything out right now so I can get a good cleaning of the ground. Then I'm going to put the wood back in, use crack filler to fill all the cracks, like these little spots you see here and here. And then I have a roll of vinyl flooring that I am going to figure out how to put into this. Brush time. There's my brush.
Going up, 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 up. I'm going up,
Okay, so now that the back of my van is clean, I've taken the sheet vinyl that I bought, cut it in half because it came as 12 feet wide. So we cut that, and now we have put my plywood on it, and we're cutting a rough shape of what the sheet vinyl will be cut into.
Give me more of everything you got. I can't get enough and I can't stop. Something starting, got me feeling new. Get on up, get ready now and move. Get ready.
So while I was cleaning, I decided to spray paint my van right here. And that was very nerve-wracking. Super scared to put spray paint on the actual van. But I think it's going to make it look nice and camouflaged. So, yeah, I think it's working out. We are going to lay the plywood back in and now put in our layer of Great Stuff Gap and Crack filler.
Take me higher, take me higher. I'm going up, I'm going up.
It's a new day, it's a new dawn. And it's time to fill my gaps and cracks. I'm scared to do this. I just did a little test section right here just to see how it would come out. But it is very scary to actually start doing things to my car that are not undoable. Hopefully I get this right and it turns out great. But right now, I'm very nervous. That's my dad's blood right there. He cut himself while doing some wood stuff, and I'm leaving it in case I need to frame him for a crime. All right, let's find some gaps. Oh gosh. Woo! Oh gosh. She's squirting. Oh geez. I kind of feel like I should have left a bigger gap in here. It's hard to get this stuff in. Oh, Jesus. That was a mess. Oh man. Yeah, I think leaving a bigger gap would have helped me in this situation.
Like a bird with open wings, I can do anything.
After trimming down all of the dried gap and crack filler, we then laid down the vinyl and trimmed the vinyl to fit the exact dimensions of the car.
I'm not ever coming down. I'm going up.
Alright, I just glued down my second piece of flooring. So there we go. There is my floor layer. And there's a seam right there in the middle, which is kind of unfortunate. But what had happened was this floor is sold in 12-foot wide pieces. And it would have been really expensive and I would have had so much waste if I got 8 feet by 12 across when I only need 8 feet by 5. So I had to cut it lengthways and like match up the pieces as best I could. The hardest part of doing this was definitely like trying to cut these edges and shapes along the side, and they're not super pretty close up, so I'm definitely gonna have to use some like caulking to finish them and make them look a little nicer.
1 week later.
Alright, I just got super into working on my van floor stuff and I wasn't really documenting it, but I'm gonna go through and show you guys everything I've done to finish this project. So one of the things that I did was I used aluminum stair edging and I spray painted it matte black and then took some more of my flooring and put it along the side to make kind of a finished look over on the side. And I also did that along the front edge. Excuse the sawdust, I still need to clean up in here. I did that along the front edge, and then the back is unfortunately not finished. We were having trouble figuring out how to bend the aluminum back there, so I need to wait to get like a rubber stair edging in the mail, and then I will finish off the back trim. We also did caulking along all the edges to seal the floor from getting, water in it. And then the other thing that I had to do was my 2 pieces of floor that I had to match up weren't cut perfectly evenly, so I had a small gap in between them. And so what I did was I put caulking in the gap, and then I used acrylic paint to just kind of match the color of the wood, and then in some places I like blended it outwards. So yeah, when you're close up you can see it, but from far away it's not really noticeable. So yeah, that is my DIY laminate floor that I did, and I am super excited with how it turned out. I think it's very beautiful. I'm kind of hiding one side because I'm working on a bed on the other side right now and it's not done yet. But yeah, the floor itself is awesome. I was really nervous doing it, but now I feel good about everything I did. And having this finished floor in here has really just taken it to that next level of like, my van is starting to feel like a home. It really changes the way the van feels now that I have this beautiful floor. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you hit subscribe if you want to follow along with the rest of my van conversion stuff, and then also my journey as I work on qualifying for half pipe in the next Olympics. But yeah, alright, see you guys soon, bye! Life isn't perfect. It's messy and unexpected, but it's wonderful. You can find love, magic, and beauty all around you if you chase after it. So find what lights your soul up, then go out and carpe your happy.